The Final Fantasy XIII trilogy, comprised of Final Fantasy XIII, Final Fantasy XIII-2, and Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, stands as one of the most ambitious and polarizing entries in the Final Fantasy franchise. Developed and published by Square Enix, the trilogy spans nearly 5 years, beginning with the release of Final Fantasy XIII in 2009. The series brought forward a blend of innovative gameplay mechanics, a controversial storytelling approach, and a distinct aesthetic, all of which left a lasting impact on fans and critics alike. In this video, we will address the speculation and rumours of a potential remake or remastered collection, as well as how a remake could be a game changer and finally redeem the sour taste these games left in gamers' mouths. Welcome to RPG Story. This is a new channel which shares my love and passion for RPG games, and I would be absolutely thrilled if you could help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe button and sharing with your friends. Thank you. Now onto the video. Final Fantasy XIII launched with great anticipation, being the first mainline entry in the series to debut on high-definition consoles. The game introduced the world to Lightning, a strong, enigmatic protagonist, and her companions as they fought against the fal'Cie, godlike beings in the world of Cocoon. The narrative, deeply interwoven with themes of fate, rebellion, and sacrifice, was both praised and criticised for its complexity and linearity. Critically, Final Fantasy XIII was a mixed bag. On one hand, it was lauded for its stunning visuals, which pushed the boundaries of the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 hardware. The battle system, a refined evolution of the active time battle system, introduced a paradigm shift mechanic, allowing players to dynamically switch roles in combat. This brought a level of strategic depth that many players appreciated. However, the game faced significant backlash for its linear design, especially in the first half. The corridor-like structure and lack of exploration were departures from the series' tradition of open-world environments. Critics and fans alike were divided. Some appreciated the focused narrative, while others lamented the absence of freedom and side content that previous Final Fantasy titles offered. In response to the feedback, Square Enix aimed to address the criticism with Final Fantasy XIII-2, released in 2011. The sequel took a bold step by introducing time travel as a core gameplay mechanic. This allowed for a more open-ended experience, where players could explore different timelines, make choices that affected the story's outcome, and revisit areas to uncover new secrets. Final Fantasy XIII-2 was generally better received than its predecessor. The narrative, which focused on Serah, Lightning's sister, and newcomer Noel as they sought to correct anomalies in time, was praised for being more accessible and engaging. The game also introduced a monster recruitment system, adding another layer of depth to combat. Despite these improvements, some players felt the story was convoluted, and the reliance on downloadable content, DLC, to complete the narrative left a sour taste. Nevertheless, Final Fantasy XIII-2 succeeded in revitalising interest in the trilogy and set the stage for the final instalment. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, released in 2013, was the trilogy's concluding chapter. It was perhaps the most experimental of the three, featuring a real-time combat system, a non-linear world, and a doomsday clock mechanic that added a sense of urgency to the gameplay. Players controlled Lightning exclusively as she sought to save as many souls as possible before the world's end. The reception to Lightning Returns was mixed to positive. Critics praised its ambitious design and the real-time battle system, which was seen as a fresh departure from traditional turn-based combat. The time management system, however, divided opinions. Some appreciated the challenge and tension it brought, while others found it stressful and restrictive. Narratively, Lightning Returns was seen as a fitting, if somewhat convoluted, conclusion to Lightning's journey. The game's story attempted to tie up the numerous plot threads from the previous games, though some felt it did so in a rushed or unsatisfying manner. The Final Fantasy XIII trilogy remains a divisive chapter in the series' history. Fans of the trilogy often praise its innovative combat systems, complex characters, and the overarching narrative that explored the themes of destiny, sacrifice, and the human spirit. Lightning, in particular, has become a beloved character, even transcending the games themselves to become a mascot of sorts for Square Enix. On the other hand, detractors often cite the series' linearity, convoluted plot, and reliance on DLC as significant flaws. The trilogy's shift towards a more action-orientated and cinematic experience also alienated some longtime fans who preferred the more traditional RPG elements of earlier Final Fantasy games. In the years since its release, however, the trilogy has gained a cult following, with some fans and critics re-evaluating it more positively. The trilogy can be played on modern Xbox, such as the Series X and S through backwards compatibility, and have introduced the game to new audiences, allowing them to be appreciated in a new light. The Final Fantasy XIII trilogy is a tale of experimentation, bold design choices, and a journey through critical highs and lows. It represents a period of transformation for Square Enix, as the company navigated the challenges of HD development and evolving player expectations. Whether loved or loathed, the trilogy undeniably left its mark on the Final Fantasy legacy, continuing to inspire discussions and debates within the gaming community. In the end, it is a testament to the risks and reward of pushing a beloved franchise into uncharted territory. If a remastered trilogy were to happen, it would be a nice way of giving these games a second chance in the limelight, without any real pressure to greatly impress. The games had their strengths, and considering that you can get FF1 through 6 via the Pixel Remastered Collection, and HD versions of 7, 8, 9, 10 and 12, it makes sense that 13 could be next in line for enhanced re-release to complete the set, making every mainline FF game, bar 11, available to play on modern systems. But the real meat to the story is if Final Fantasy XIII would instead receive a full-blown remake. It would be a strange choice, since there are more beloved entries in the franchise which could be remade instead, but nobody is saying that 13 will be the next remake in line, just that it's possible that it could receive one. I think a remake for 13 would be huge, as it's its perfect opportunity to right the wrongs of the past. There was a great game there, held down by some poor design choices. The game was embarrassingly linear, to the point that every map was a straight line, and only opening up in the final third of the game is a bit late. There's also the fact that a lot of content from 13 got cut in order to release the game within their deadlines, so who knows what this content could have potentially added. As we've seen with the FF7 remakes, they are entirely different games from the original, and that's exactly what 13 needs. Completely redone from the ground up, but keeping some elements that worked. I really enjoyed the battle system. I thought it was a lot of fun, being able to switch roles on the fly and trying to stagger different enemy types. I don't think a remake needs to abandon this style in favour of a more action-based system, but I'm not against it. I just want to see 13 finally shine for the incredible game that it could have been, and with a potential remake they can do just that. Would you be interested in a Final Fantasy XIII remake? Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and would like to see more of this type of content in the future. See you in the next one.